Well, this is exciting. Strawberries are coming in. Look at that. A little bit early for them this season. The weather's been so mild. Looking good. Let's go check out the garden. Not a single seed in there yet, but we're gonna get started early this season. I'm looking forward to it. Soil looks good. They keep the squirrels and hopefully the deer out. I don't know if it's low enough, but yeah, we're getting started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my little world here on YouTube. It's Brendan back with another What's Sold on eBay video. This is from the week ending. What day is it? What day? What month? What hour? Like, I'm starting to lose my mind here a little bit. So anyway, these sales are from April 1st through April 7th. If you're new to the channel, I do 4 of these a month, the 1st through the 7th, 8th through the 14th, so on and so forth. And then I just tack the rest of the days, if there are extras, on at the end on the last week of the month. So this is the first week in April here. Quarantine special, lockdown special, whatever you want to call it. They're still buying, you know, we're fortunate. $2,800, just a little over that in sales, down 10% from the last period, but you know, $2,800 to $3,000 is really where I would like to be in order to keep this eBay experiment thing going on long term. I want to be around the $12,000 a month mark range, and we're obviously seeing increased traffic because everybody's stuck at home and they're shopping on eBay. Even Amazon is slow to ship items, so eBay is seeing a big increase, and we're benefiting from that. Especially if you are like broad in your stores and not narrowed down niche specific, unless of course you know your niche is toilet paper. But anyway, $2,800 in sales. We're looking good. Here's 10 items that I thought were interesting that I would like for you to also keep your eye out for. So let's get it on. So this first item here, I found this at a church rummage sale. Now normally I wouldn't pay any attention to like a 5-disc CD changer, but the brand is good, Denon, and I was in this for a couple of bucks because their prices are so cheap. So I mean, maybe I'm $2 into this thing. DCM 260, and this was actually a death pile item, if you can believe that. There are a few death pile items in this video here, so that'll be interesting. I must have just put it in my basement and forgot about it, and you make your money when you make the purchases, and so I just never got around to listing it and forgot about it, and that got buried. So you know, I'm digging up stuff to resell, and this sold. So this sold for $79.99. They paid $30.30 to have it shipped, $9.51 in tax. So they're $119.80 all in on this item, and yeah, a couple of bucks I spent. So that's a pretty good sale. Keep your eye out for these, you know, especially if you're at a garage sale or something along those lines, because it's good money. Here's a fun one. Ugg boots. I just sold these a couple of days ago for full price, $34.99. Buyer paid $10.90 in shipping, $2.80 in tax, so $48.69 all in. These cost me $4.99 at a thrift store. Yes, so middle of April, and we're still selling winter boots. People are crazy. I don't know. Who knows? When you want something, you want something. And it just goes to show you that not all of the essential items are selling. And shout out to the Mall Madness in the background. Sold that as well a while ago. But these were in really good condition. Now normally, these may have even been in a haul video of mine. I don't pick up Ugg. Ugg, in my opinion, they don't hold up well. The uppers don't hold up well. And I know you can have them cleaned, and there are services where you can get them cleaned, but these soles were awesome. Like, look how good of condition they were in. So I took a stab at it at $4.99, and yeah, they sold. I mean, I held on them for a little while, but yeah, they sold in the first week of April for full asking price. So what can I tell you? Keep on sourcing the winter items stuff. All right, next. So this was interesting because it was Cafe Frappe. I don't know anything about Mr. Coffee makers other than when I go in to do the comp research on the eBay app. So Cafe Frappe was interesting. I cleaned this up a little bit, but it was in really good condition otherwise. So this took a couple of months to sell. I'm trying to see if there's any other interesting pictures out of there. Cafe Frappe, what was the model number? BVMC-FM1. This also sold for full asking price. Now you're going to flip when you see what they paid in shipping. These people paid $49.65 in shipping and $5.76 in tax. So they're $115.40 all in, and I paid $7.99 for the unit. Honestly, I don't know what on earth. Here's my shipping policies and my shipping strategies. 99.9% of the items I ship are USPS priority. Sometimes I will do FedEx if I can like really save the buyer money. But what I have found is where they might gripe in shipping costs, I more than make up for that in ship time. So they'll get items in a day or two, and then the feedback is always, oh my God, this came way sooner than expected, packed wonderfully, thank you so much. So I am not afraid to charge up for shipping, and even if this thing was like $5 or maybe even $10 more in shipping, I never refund the buyer, because I feel like that works for me on the back end with the feedback that I keep getting. It just reinforces that my strategy is like, I don't use priority rate A, B. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm like, this is me sort of dictating how this is going to go. It's priority shipping or nothing in most cases. Now again, I'll do FedEx Smart Post and FedEx Home and all that stuff, you know, where it makes sense. But here again, when a buyer wants something, they're going to buy it. Even at $50 shipping, it was almost the same price as the item. That is outrageous. And honestly, I don't feel bad about it. They'll probably come back and leave amazing feedback. So one of the things that you will learn in this business is oftentimes you are not your target market. So while I might not be a buyer for this, somebody else was. They were happy to pay over $100 for this thing out the door, and we're both happy at the end of the day. So keep your eye out for this Cafe Frappe model from Mr. Coffee. All right, commercial router from Craftsman. It worked. There was one issue. There's inside this item, when you plug it in, you turn it on, there's like a little light bulb in there. I couldn't access the light bulb, and when I turned the router on, the light is supposed to illuminate with it, and it wasn't. So for whoever was going to purchase this, I just disclosed that in the description. Say, hey, you're going to need to replace the light, or I can't get to it. Maybe it's loose. I don't really know, but the thing works fine. It works like gold. So piece of cake. They paid full price, $49.99, $14.50 to ship, and then $5.16 in tax. So $69.65 all in. And I paid $9.99 for the unit. I almost didn't buy it because, you know, when I had tested it, I had seen that was an issue. And then in the comps, all of the ones that had sold in this price range, the light was working. I took a stab at it and it worked. So that was a good gamble on my part, if you will. And it's out the door. So I held on to this for maybe 2 months, and it is now gone. So see you later, bye. Okay, so I'm looking at this item here, and if I remember correctly, it was in a box at Goodwill. Really cute, good sold comps, so I knew it was a good item, and I paid $4.99 for the unit. It was sort of buried underneath like tissue paper, and just set on the shelf. So I feel like maybe people just passed it up because they didn't want to bother actually opening it up to see what was in it. I thought it was cute. There wasn't a single chip, crack, crazing anywhere on any of these items, but yeah, they're condiment holders, and they're it's a cute set. So photographed everything as best I could. I got full price for it, $44.99, $12.80 to ship, $2.38 in tax they paid, so there's $60.17 all in, and again, I paid $4.99 for this. I think I had this for 2 or 3 months, so it took a while. That may have been because of my pricing strategy. I tend to price on the higher side for most things. So that could have factored into the reason it took so long to sell, but it is now gone and in the hands of a happy buyer. So keep your eye out for longer burger pottery in general, but certainly this little condiment set for sure. Okay, vintage Kodak. So this is obviously a slide projector. And I bought this in a lot. There were 2 slide projectors, and then like 200 slides and some other like little various items that like came with this bundle. But this was a case where it was in a Goodwill. I paid $21.50 for both slide projectors and all the extras, and it was clearly a case where probably if the person that was doing the pricing at the time, you know, had not wanted to be lazy and just keep, you know, moving items through, they may have put this on Shop Goodwill. Now this particular carousel only sold for 30 bucks, 30, 21.45 to ship, and then a little over 3 in tax, so 54.53 all in. And I paid $21, I think, for everything. I bought this with the intention of learning the slides market, because I understand that there's a really good market for good quality slides. But what I've learned is that it's just not for me. I don't want to sit there and like go through slides and list all of that stuff. And maybe I'll sell the slides in bulk. And they're really, the pictures that came in those slides are great. There's some of like you know, Disneyland, Disney World, traveling. There's some like old military aircraft. And I understand that there's a market for that stuff, but I'm lazy. I want to move a little bit quicker. And I got like through looking at the slides and all this, it just bored me to tears. So while it's interesting to go through like somebody else's family history of pictures and their travels and that type of thing, I just wasn't into it. So I sold this thing off. I have one left to sell that I think will sell in between the $50 and $70 range for the other slide projector. And then, you know, all of the slides, I don't really know what I'm going to do with. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I paid $21 and this only sold for 30, but I still have a ton of the other pieces left in that lot that I purchased. So these types of things do sell. There is a market for them. This took maybe a month after I listed it, maybe even a little bit less. So 30 bucks out the door. You know, see if these pictures will come up. It was in decent enough condition, but I mean, like, there were no issues with the thing working. So anyway, I don't know why my pictures aren't coming up here. There's at least one of them that shows that it was fully functional. So yeah, keep your eye out for just slide projectors in general. The slide tray is a plus when they have that attached to them still, so that'll increase the value a little bit. And yeah, Kodak is a good brand, so good sale. Okay, Panasonic, this model is DMR-ES40V. This is another death pile item. There were probably 4 or 5 VCR, DVD combos, VCRs with remotes that I just had sitting in my basement and I totally forgot about. So I was pleased to go into the basement and find this one, because the comps are anywhere from $100 to $200 for this. I took an, actually, it sold for full price, yeah. This sold for $149.99. Buyer paid $27.20 in tax, or excuse me, in shipping. So $177.19 all in, and I paid $8.99 for the unit. DMR-ES40V. A lot listed and a lot sold. This is a definite Bolo. It is excellent quality, and everything worked on it. So good sale, and really keep your eye out for that particular model, because you'll get, like I said, almost $200 if you're bold enough to ask that for your asking price. So good one. Skechers shape ups. I think this was in one of my haul videos. So I paid, I can't remember, somewhere in between, anywhere from $5.99 to $7.99. Don't quote me on that, but they sold for full asking price, $31.99, $12.55 in shipping, and then $2.72 in tax. I didn't total that up, so anyway, they're around, what, 30, 40, somewhere around maybe close to $50 for this pair of shoes. I had them for a good month or two. They finally sold this week that we're talking about here, and I expect there to be an increase in shape ups as a Bolo, as it is for Skechers, but there's going to be increased velocity now, especially with people cooped up at home and trying to walk. So what I would do is look on Facebook Marketplace or maybe even Craigslist for shape ups, because people will probably be getting rid of those at a good price, and resale value for the majority of the shapes and styles for this particular brand and style is you know, elevated right now. So keep your eye out for this stuff on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, 32 bucks, great sale. And the you see the soles here. Soles were in pretty good condition. So, and then the model number was what, 52,000? Yeah, so keep your eye out for that. All right, another death pile item. Bought it, forgot about it. It sat in a box, and then I just finally pulled it out. I paid $2.99 for this. Yeah, it is a Mattel Caterpillar bulldozer, and it worked. There are so there's a battery compartment in the like right behind here, and then there's one up at the top here. So you're gonna have to put batteries in 2 places, but this thing was fully functional and it sold for 30 bucks. They're $11.55 in shipping and $2.91 all in. And I forgot to total that up too. So 30, 42, so around $45 for this item. And yeah, keep your eye out for the Matchbox, any vintage like remote control Matchbox stuff. That stuff's going to sell. So when you're doing research, or even if you're just playing around on your phone, you want to learn something new, search that market, because there's a lot of good sales in that category. All right, and then the last one here. This had some flaws, so let me wonder if I can pull the pictures up. First flaw here, you can see Mickey's foot is missing, and I did not have the piece for that. And then Pluto, it was broken off there, but that could easily, like once they have this in place, wherever they're going to display it, and you just glue him on there, it'll end up staying. So it's like cracked off, like really clean, no missing like shards that would, you know, prohibit you from re-gluing it. So pretty easy, and of course I disclosed all of that. Now it sold for $24.99, and this was the year 2000 model for this train. Honestly, it had so many views and so many watchers, I probably could have gotten 30 to 35 for it, even with the flaws. I had a couple of people reach out and say, hey, do you happen to have the foot? Which I did not, but I still knew it would sell. So it sold for full price, $24.99, $10.55 to ship, $2.22 in tax. So they're $37.76 all in, and this was in a box at Goodwill. I paid $4.99 for it. Another death pile item that was sitting in the basement, probably because I knew it was broken ahead of time, and I just never bothered to get around to listing it. But yeah, that's like 3, 4, 5 in this video alone that were from the death pile. So keep your eye out for like the Mr. Christmas Disney related items. There's a market for it. They sell well. This was the only one of this particular model that was listed at the time. So again, maybe that's the reason that there were so many views and so many watchers for this particular one. Someone bought it, they're gonna love it. And that concludes this broadcast video. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of those wonderful things. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your sourcing's going. Is it dry? Are you flush with stuff? Are you going through your death piles? Are you getting all that stuff listed? Are you making money? Because that is what we are all trying to do at the end of the day. So anyway, thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.